Well, I think it's been a very difficult time having come from the private sector into a state-owned company, but it is within a very competitive sector, the ICT sector. So it really didn't matter that it is a state-owned company. The highs was I came in at a point when there were governance challenges within the organization, and there were people challenges, and we had almost obsolete infrastructure on some equipment. That low for me also became a high, because we were, for the period I've been here, we've been able to upgrade that infrastructure. The market is consolidating. You know, the market is consolidating. You have everybody buying everybody. The government has talked about SOC rationalization, bringing in so that the infrastructure is put all into one place. So that in itself requires that we prepare ourselves for that specific challenge, because it isn't that when you are in a space where the market is consolidating, you continue to operate independently of others. So those dynamics and the impending changing of the policy would drive how this market pans out. I think that's the most critical thing going forward, to say as soon as we have the policy direction this year, we would know what has to happen. As an entity, we are working very hard on ensuring that we preserve the value of the company, we preserve the jobs that are in the company, we still maintain the high standards that we have for our customers. Number one is engagement. You communicate with the employees. People must feel that they are at home, and you've got to be honest and truthful. My kind of leadership is that I do talk to my executives all the time. I talk to the second layer once a month, and probably once a quarter I talk to everybody within the organization. But I drive an open door policy as well, where people can come and talk to me. From a salary point of view, you've got to be in line with the market, or you will not be able to attract the best. How you keep the best is to make that job meaningful for them. When I know what am I going to do in an environment and it gives me fulfillment, I will stay. Give them a sense of belonging and a sense of fulfillment in their jobs, and reward them accordingly, and communicate. I do think there must be an engagement, and that engagement requires for a thorough engagement with those that have the money, to say, how do we ensure that we cover South Africa sustainably so for everyone? So that's still very key. I envisage a future where the broadband would be available to all. I do not foresee a future where it would necessarily be free. And if you take the South African tax base, it's low. I don't think as a taxpayer I would like to be burdened more. I do think that it must be sustainable, it must be affordable. And that talks to how we put together the business models in place that allow competition to take place and drive the prices down, but incentivize people to lower the infrastructure. So you must change the current regime that is there, because it is not necessarily enabling the accessibility. Neither is it enabling the affordability. So once the business models are set up such that I can lower my costs of rollout, and the competition is enabled, that there are sufficient players for an existing market, then that should be able to work.